Thanks for joining us on our show, the study of the Ten Sefirot. With us is Dr. Michael Laitman. Hello. And today we're going to continue reading from Bala Sulam's book, Inner Observation, Chapter 4, Item 18. So at first we're reading what the Ari wrote. Well, what a student wrote, but we consider it as being written by the Ari, and then the commentary by Bala Sulam. So the Ari writes, the whole of reality is contained in Ein Sof and extends existence from existence. Only the will to receive is new, extends existence from absence. So the Ari, in his book, he returns to this topic. So the question is, how can something, a desire to receive, appear from nothing? He returns to this practically in every chapter, the Ari. How something comes from nothing? Well, this is something that we study. Of course, nothing can come from nothing, but appears a desire from a higher degree called creator, and that desire develops in the created being his development. And I think that's it. Meaning, at first, there was the desire that appeared out of nothing. That desire started developing, and as a result of its development, it achieves the Ten Sefirot, the worlds, the different connections between them, up to the point where there is one whole and complete picture. So maybe if we'll read Bala Sulam, it'll be simpler for you to explain. Know that the whole matter of innovation applies only to the form of the desire to enjoy imprinted in every created being. Nothing more was innovated in creation. Can you explain, please? Where he talks about the form of desire to enjoy. Well, it is the desire to receive pleasure that appears and develops, and by it determines all created beings in all of their forms. Well, what does it mean, out of nothing? Out of nothing meaning that before that there was no such desire. The act of the appearance of the desire out of nothing is the act of the Creator. Besides that, there was nothing new in the whole of creation, or there is nothing new. So he created the desire to receive pleasure that didn't exist previously. Right, that's the act of the Creator, and everything else already stems according to the same principle. Yeah, we'll learn that. He writes about it. Item 19. Ari says, because we are branches that extend from Ein Sof, endlessness, the things that are in our root are pleasurable to us, and those that are not in our root are burdensome and painful. Well, you can explain it the same way, very simply. That which is close to you, you always accept it as correct, good, pleasurable, etc., etc. This is the way in which all created beings are created, all living beings, all existing things, and therefore this is how we define creation, meaning it exists and begets that which is similar to it, and accordingly, what it begets feels the affiliation between them. Yeah, and Bala Sulam says that it's an unbreachable law that everything that exists in the branch is equal to its root. Therefore, the branch desires, loves, and covets every conduct in the root, and does not tolerate and hates any conduct that is not in the root. This is an unbreakable law that applies to every branch and its root. So that's our root. The Creator, He is a giver. We don't like giving. We don't like connecting, uniting, but it exists in our root, and we're the branch. So where's the logic? We are an upshoot of this So we're supposed to give too. No. There's a division here into the source and its outcome, our source. Begets, loves, develops, and where it's upshoot, its result, and therefore we love everything that we receive from it. We don't want to receive his qualities. What we'd like to receive is all the pleasurable things from him.
Мы не хотим его свойства, но есть то, чем он нас наполняет. Это мы хотим.
There, we don't want his quality, but what he fulfills us with, Dr. Laitman. Yeah? So it's an unbreakable law that applies to every branch, that whatever exists in the Creator, we love.
Далее он развивает, он говорит, что так мы любим покой.
Okay, so he develops and he says that this is why we like rest, and we hate movement, to the point that we do not make even a single movement if not to find rest. This is because our root is motionless and restless, meaning it all exists in the Creator and wisdom and everything. Yeah, of course. Everything that has to do with movement, with to beget, with everything that has to do with change. It's all in the created being. It's all in the Creator, and we are a result of it, and therefore we don't want these changes in us either. Well, in our world, there's a tremendous amount of pleasures. What all these fulfillments, pleasures exist in the Creator too? Of course. Otherwise, where can they come from? Well, a person, he enjoys rape. I don't know, some person, for example, he enjoys coercion, so it exists in the Creator too? Probably so. Well, people imagine the Creator a bit differently, the good that does good, absolute love. Well, until it reaches us in our world, in its inverted actions, then we already start receiving pleasure from acts or actions that are the opposite of the Creator. So he in his root is absolute. If you'll come closer to him, then you will feel that you're entering a good, eternal, loving mutuality. But if you don't near him, so between us, there are certain filters that are, inverted states. In order for us to study them, etc., we'll study that in a moment. He then writes, he gives this example with a rich man that feeds a poor man and gives him gifts, and the poor man feels direct pleasure from the presents, but the more he receives the presents, the more he starts feeling shame. The sense of shame, and we really dislike this sense of shame since in the Creator there is no reception. Shame, does it also come from the Creator, or is it only something that exists in the created being? Dr. Laitman, no. In the Creator, from the Creator come no negative sensations, but only positive ones. And the negative ones, they are an upshoot of our disparity of form with the Creator. But the sense of shame, it's something that exists only in the created beings. It doesn't exist in our root? No. So it's something new. Dr. Laitman, of course. Okay, so we'll scrutinize that in the moment. In item 20, Ari writes, because the will to receive is not in our root, we feel shame and intolerance in it. Our sages wrote that in order to correct this, He, the Creator, has prepared for us labor in this world in Torah and Mitzvot to invert the will to receive into a desire to bestow. So there are several questions that appear here, meaning from the above mentioned, from the above said, we learn that all the forms that extend indirectly to us from His present, from Him present a difficulty for our patience and are against our nature. Dr. Laitman, meaning everything that is not included does not enter the desired all these things that create difficulties and pain, etc., do not exist in the Creator, and therefore by us are perceived as unwanted, and that's why we suffer as a result. So as he says, we experience shame and impatience because we begin to experience, because in our root there's no such thing. Right. By being compatible with the Creator, we experience negative sensations because we're incompatible. He then says that the Creator prepared for us in this world exertion in Torah and Mitzvot in order to invert the desire to receive and may turn it into a desire to bestow. What does that exactly mean? How does it work? Well, right now we can't explain that yet on the fly. It's a pretty serious topic in and of itself. But there's a tool with the help of which we can change ourselves into givers, bestowers, to want to start giving others instead of receiving from others, etc., etc. This we receive as a result of the influence of the Torah and Mitzvot on us. The Torah and Mitzvot, commandments, is a kind of mechanism that works on us and changes us from receivers to bestowers. And then he says, anyone who receives, in the reception, he receives shame, because this does not exist in our root. And in order to correct that, he has created our world, meaning that, again, by using this mechanism of Torah and Mitzvot, this builds the vessels of bestowal. So, we drop on ourselves the light, the mechanism, and it changes our intention from reception to bestowal, and by that we near the Creator. Yeah. And then shame disappears? Of course. If we become like Him, then where can we get shame from then? But still, He's the giver, we're the receivers. Then why does shame disappear then? Why are you the receiver? Well, because we always said that. We learned that we always remain the desire to receive. Yeah, but if you transform this desire to receive and use it in order to bestow, then what you get is that you are the giver. And you have no sense of shame, but to the contrary, a sense of pride. And he says that we need to scrutinize our descent to this world, since this tremendous work of inverting. What's so special about this world that only from this state, why only from it can we acquire the form of bestowal? Well, first of all, this is the lowest world of them all, very far from the qualities of the Creator. The quality of bestowal entirely existing in the quality of reception, on the one hand. On the other hand, by using such a mechanism called Torah, meaning the upper light, that comes to us and gives us the ability to acquire the quality of bestowal, then we can gradually ascend from the quality of reception to the quality of bestowal, and that way to near the Creator. Yeah, but why specifically our world? What's unique when we exist in these bodies, special pleasures, special perception of reality? What? Our world is simply inverted to the upper world, inverted to the Creator, and being in it, we can act as the quality of reception dictates us to act. And gradually, as a result, from receiving, we start gradually receiving the quality of bestow in different degrees. First of all, to bestow in order to bestow, then to receive in order to bestow, and then eventually we become like the Creator. So our world is a special state that we exist only in reception in, and we don't understand what bestowal is at all in it. Initially, yeah. And that's why here, from the opposite, we can understand what bestowal is. But first of all, to understand what reception is, first of all, we need to understand that. One more thing I'd like to ask about is shame. In our world, there is shame. So how does this concept of shame that Bala Sulam talk about here, how is it related to the shame that he's talking about here? Dr. Laitman, the shame Kabbalah talks about is when a person feels himself opposite to the Creator, to the measure to which man is opposite to the Creator, is in disparity of form with him, that is called shame. Meaning there's some kind of standard, I want to be like him. Complete bestow, this is the Creator. So I see that I can't, that I'm opposite to it, and then I feel shame. Yeah. Suppose in our world, right? I want to be like some great person, and I see that I can't, and I feel shame. Is it similar somehow? Yeah. Yeah. So, does the shame remain or does it disappear? Gradually, to the measure in which you come closer to the Creator in your qualities, shame disappears. I thought to the contrary, that the closer you come to the Creator, the more you understand how opposite to Him you are. But how do you come closer to the Creator? And qualities, according to my qualities. So if in qualities, if you come closer to the Creator in your qualities, then why would you feel more shame? Okay. I think it's clear. So we'll continue on our next lesson. Now we talked about shame. I once heard you say that shame is creation in and of itself. Yeah. Shame is a separate creation of the Creator. In order for man to feel shame, the Creator has created shame in him for man to feel himself separate from the Creator, different. So he has created the desire to receive the created being, and next to him, on a certain level of development, there's a new created being that appears, which is shame. Yeah. Thanks to shame do we develop. Okay, thank you very much. Till next time, all the best to you too.